Alright guys, as you've probably noticed by the title, this episode is split up into two parts because it has gone on for so long. So please bear with me. It was a very technical time. It was very emotionally stressing. It just killed me. You will see in the video, I am completely drained and completely just dead and out of it. But anyways, please enjoy the episode. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Average Garage. And in today's episode, we're wiring up the Falcon. So we're going to put the boot mount battery setup in, we're going to wire it all up, and we've even got the modified wiring loom from Hooten's Harnesses. So thank you very much, Bill Hooten from Hooten Harnesses. You are an absolute legend. He flashed the PCM for me and he gave me a complete, mostly 99% plug-in or plug-and-play wiring loom for the Falcon and the Barra. I've got over here some 2-gauge wiring. So I've got a meter of the earth because it's going to earth into the boot, and I've got, I think, 6 meters of the 2-gauge positive, which we're going to use to wire up the car from the boot all the way to the front because the battery is going to go in the boot. And I've also purchased off of eBay, because I'm that awesome, we've got a 120 amp circuit breaker. I'm hoping that's going to be big enough, otherwise I'll have to probably go for a 150. Which also acts as a bit of a kill switch. And here we've got a billet battery tray that suits an Optima red top. So I'm going to run an Optima red top, I think it's a 34R is the code, in the boot of the Falcon. So this is just going to be bolted into the floor pan, and yeah, the battery will sit in here. These little clamps hold the battery down nice and securely, and it should make it a lot cleaner. So let's get to it. Okay, so starting off, this is the engine loom. So this is relatively unmodified. It's pretty much as it is. And that we're going to chuck into the engine bay. So I'm going to set the camera up. It probably won't be very interesting, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I've just noticed on my engine loom I have a couple of broken clips. So this one's broken and the 2 variable cam timing sensors are broken. But down there I have a complete spare loom. So what I've just done is de-pinned the connector. So what I'm going to do now is de-pin this connector and swap it over for the non-broken one. And I'll do the same for the variable cam timing. Alright, so we've got 2 new plugs for the VCT and 1 for the crank sensor. So we'll plug those in, and now they've got nice fancy new plugs on it. Alright guys, it's another day and I'm currently mocking up the ECU location where I'm going to put it in the engine bay. So if I show you real quick, I've got the green tape out. I've marked out in the tape where I want it to sit, and there's just enough room for the harness and the connectors and all the other stuff. So if we come over here, this is the stock FG XR6 Turbo ECU bracket. I've trimmed a piece out of here, which was like a big freestanding leg sort of thing. And then I've put this piece of small angle in just to stiffen it up a bit. And now I've actually got some old wheel nuts that I'm tacking on to make as like a riser or a spacer. So I've just tacked those on and tested it out, and it's going to work. So I'm going to finish welding them on. So just like that, we've got that one in there and that one in there. And now I can test fit the bracket, make sure it all fits, and then we can worry about chucking the ECU in. I'll quickly blow down the engine bay, get all the swarf out of it. Yeah, start wiring stuff up. Alright, so I've just made the ECU bracket up, as you've just seen. A little bit of welding in there. I did get a new Viper welder. So yeah, I've been playing with that a bit, getting a little bit better with it. So I did a few tack welds, got all that sorted up, made up a little bit of bracketry. So that's just outside drying now because I've just given it a quick lick of paint. So once the bracket dries, I can chuck it back on the ECU, then I can plug all the ECU stuff in and bolt it up. Once it's bolted up, then I can start worrying about the wiring loom here. And feeding what I need to in the car. And I'm thinking to try and keep the engine bay a little bit neater, all the stuff that needs to go in the car, I might try and run through under the quarter panel. So once the bracket's dry, we'll chuck it in and continue from there. All right, another quick update. The ECU is now mounted. The biggest plugs are sort of tucked away behind it as best they can be. They're not crushed, but they're not too loose either. There's a lot of cable ties going on, and I've fed the wires running into the cab. I fed through this hole here, and then they just pop out here. And I'm gonna run them up along the inner guard, inside this guard. This guard actually has to come off anyway, so I might just pull that off now. And then they'll go through the antenna hole like I mentioned before. So they're all taped up, so they're in a nice line. So hopefully that shouldn't be too difficult. The hardest part I can see at the moment is going to be taking this fender off while I can't open the door fully because there's a bolt behind it. But anyways, let's get back into it. All right, folks, so we've just ripped the quarter panel off, and as you can see, like I showed you before, the wires are coming out here. They're going to pretty much mimic the main wiring loom on the other side, so I'm going to run them up along the inner fender here, and then I'm going to poke them through this hole here where the antenna used to go, because I'm not going to run an antenna anymore. I've got one of these grommets. Hopefully it's going to fit, but we'll see how we go. And yeah, grommet, wiring through there, then it's in the car. So another update, the wiring is through the inner guard, so it's actually on the inside of this inner guard, so it's all in conduit, nicely wrapped up. And I've drilled the hole out a bit larger. It's still about 2 mil too small, but it just means it's a really nice snug fit. one set of wires is for the shifter assembly, which is these 4 wires here, and I figured out what they do. So I'm pretty sure, about 99% sure, this brown wire here is earth. So when you knock it sideways into sports mode, the brown wire, which I'm assuming is the earth supply, then earths out this white and green wire, which I'm pretty sure tells the ECU that it's now in sports mode. And then there's 2 blue wires here. One is a yellow stripe and one is a grey stripe. The blue and grey is backwards and the blue and yellow is forwards. So I'm going to wire up that pulling it backwards is an upshift and pushing it forward is a downshift, because that's how I like my cars, really. So you could change it around if you wanted to, but that's how I'm going to run mine. Okay, so as part of wiring, sometimes things just don't work, and books and instruction manuals and everything are wrong. So I've run into a case of that now. So, all right, guys, so I'm going to wrap up this episode here. As I mentioned at the start of the episode, yeah, it got a little bit carried away. I was editing about 16 hours, if not more, of footage down. So I ended up making it around half an hour, so I'll split it into 2 episodes. So thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell button so you can stay up to date for when a new episode drops. So yeah, it is what it is. Thank you very much for watching. See you then.